noise reduction system. It's AI. Yeah, this one has 3 cameras. That's a good call. Trying out some AI. So far, my CPU is stupid high, so that's good. That means the AI is working. You always want your CPU to be 100%, because otherwise you wasted your money. Yeah, there we go. Nope. Hey. It's a guy. So I got that one. These 4. This one here. And I think I'm going to replace this one with this one. I guess we have started. What's up, Nick? It's, what is it? Hang on. I forgot already. As I close the window, and that means we're done. RN noise. It's just a different noise suppression method built into OBS with the newest update. I'm eyeballing CPU. It seems to be adding like 1% utilization, so that's nothing to cry about. Hey, Trash Bag, you're back. Thanks for the tier 1 sub and the first sub. 1 more month and you get a shiny new icon. Write it down. There's a guy on Twitter with my same name. There's a few guys on Twitter with my same name. One is the trumpet player for Real Big Fish. One is an Olympic skier. One is a really good comic book inker. And then the rest are all me. So what we're working on is an old Dell laptop. But first, I'm going to open this up and we're going to try it out. Because I might keep it because it looks like it has higher specs than this camera and was half the price. So we're going to see what happens here. This is the ELP megapixel USB camera. It's got a full megapixel in it, which is actually pretty good. Yeah, it has more than 1 megapixel. They're kind of underselling themselves. But what's cool about it, it has a way larger CMOS sensor in it, which should get us a better image quality. Not that this one's bad, but let's take a look. Nick, do it! Like, you guys were the ones telling me that you wanted me to take apart old crap on stream, so let's all do it. We'll start a gang. So, this camera's probably too high up for a dude wearing a hat. It's kind of cool. I get that hacker look, though. I can do this. Okay. So, let's pop this guy open. Cool. How much English do we think this is in? This is in... moderate English. My favorite part about anything from China right now is the scan the QR code to download the app directly onto whatever. Like, that's just apparently become a thing that's really exciting for the hackers and social engineers of us who enjoy a good prank. Yeah, anyway, it's a USB video camera, so it should work out of the box. Let's see what's in the box. Mounting screws and an Allen wrench. I don't know what they think I'm going to be doing with this thing. They're ready for it, whatever it is. Got tasty, little tasty bag. One of these little candy bag. That's cool. The camera. I like that the camera that's in this box is none of these. That's a good time. Well, it's also, it's not. Yeah, it. None of the pictures on this box are the camera that I ordered, but it doesn't. But it feels like it is the camera I ordered. So this over here. Yeah, I have a USB borescope, and same thing. Hang on, let me get my chat over here where I can actually see you dudes. It's a gender-neutral term, dudes. For those concerned. All right, cool. Hi, kids. I was just talking to Jacko about making amateur movies of me sleeping. And it used to be against Twitch terms of service, and now it is not. And that's exciting. That means we don't ever have to stop streaming. So, already a crappy aspect. Hardwired USB cord. I mean, it's... looks to be 10 feet, I'd guess. It's more than 6. But why at all? There's nothing special about it. Is this a breakaway link? Yeah, there's some kind of... Thanks, Jediday. You're the one who got me into these varifocal webcams. Anyway. Yeah, what I do like about these is that varifocal cam nature. It's got aperture, wide and telephoto, the near and far adjustments here, with set screws, so you can... Oh man, and that one is set, let me tell you. I need a screw for the set screws. Screwdriver. Good thing we're taking crap apart today. Jeez. Alright. And this one is a bit wider of a... what do you call that? Field of view than this one, so hopefully that's going to work out in our favor. But we'll put them side by side and check them out. I don't know what to plug this in. That bus is maxed out. Hang on. I need an adapter. You know, I have restraint. I got it. So if I plug anything else in that bus, this whole apartment's gonna go down. I'll max out the USB bus for the entire condo. Plug that one in there. Where's Chiggins? Chiggins will tell us how much you can plug into a bus. He's usually here. Chiggins, you in chat? Let's see what this does. This works. We will be able to see Jakku. Is that music too loud? Looks too loud. I don't have my headphones on. Is it this one? It is. There it is. There's our guy. What we got here? Upside down. Oh, that was the right way. That's kind of... I don't like that already. Let's start adjusting. Ooh. There we go. Hey, it's a coffee mug with chat and friends. But we gotta compare the two of them, so let's try this. It doesn't really get the ginger color clarity, so I think we know what Jacka's vote on this is. Yeah, it's kind of washed out. I don't have a lot of light on there, but pretty crisp. I don't think these are dishwasher safe. I don't think anything is. Like, why do I gotta wash it? I'm the one who used it. I'm just gonna use it again. I don't have to wash it. It's stupid. So one problem here already. This is supposed to be a 1080p camera, and it's definitely not letting me select 1080p. So that sucks already. Although that's a problem I have in OBS a lot. Some cameras just don't let you select it as an option. This one does. Worked fine. So I'm sure it's a driver issue or some shit. But let's do a side by side here. Top and bottom. And then you guys could let me know if you're a top or a bottom. Let's see. Ugh. This is that pro streamer shit right here. So we can get them both on something. Hang on. Got these. So it's gotta go this way. Stick it on here. Eh? I gotta get a picture of this because it's funny. Yeah. So, let's use this box and use this box. Text, some screw bits. This is some good crap to look at, right? Wow, noticeable color difference here. Question is, which is more accurate? Top one for sure. They're also not the same distance away from what we're looking at, so let me fix that. There. That's accurate. Zoomed in now, so let's bring it back out. You can definitely tell that wider angle there. Wow. Totally different angle. Kind of neat. But, yeah. Oh, wow. We can crank that aperture wide open. But then it adjusts. What the hell is that? So it's got a manually adjustable aperture. But then... Here, watch. I'm going to adjust it, and then... There's my hand. Doing that on its own. What the fuck is the point of a manual aperture if it's still going to, like... decide what it thinks you want anyway? So that sucks. Because you can't... You have to keep hoping it figures out what you want. This is bad. Alright, I think I'm just gonna open it all the way. Well, then that paper's overexposed. So let's bring it back a little. So it's not. I guess right about there is what we want. Focus it. Although I guess the aperture on this one is blown out too, so... Bring that in. Guys, this is hard. Don't do this. Just don't be like me. Don't be like me, Brendan. Like right there. That is the hardest. Alright, so what are we thinking here? Clearly better color on this one. This one's yellow. Bottom one is... Everything's yellow. It's like somebody peed on it. Even with the aperture wide open, somebody peed on it. Let me get all yellow out of my scene here. Hang on. This is only pure, like, 5,000K LEDs in, like, here right now, and it still looks yellow. This is awful. Oh my god, it's... So even when I switched it, like, favors that pea yellow. So, I think, like, we can see better clarity with the cheaper camera. Sort of. Yeah, for sure, but the color clarity is garbage. Like, look at this cup. It's a pea cup. Pea turkey. Yeah, alright. Sucks, we're getting rid of it. It's going back. Let's get in the boot. We'll make it look at me. Actually, we'll get rid of it, because it sucks. We'll take it apart, that's what we'll do. And then send it back. This one's at least 1080p. So, wow. What garbage. $75 they want for that. $75 to make everything look like you peed on it. I'll tell you what. I'll do it for $49.95. Yeah, there is a color balance setting I can use, but... that's annoying. If I have, like... I can also get a $30 camera and color balance the shit out of it and try to make it work. Where does that go? It was there. Okay. Let me get this back up. Whoop. Blap, 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 blap. Okay. Now you're all as tall as me. The R. Kelly of webcams. I'm gonna put that in the YouTube unboxing video. I promise. If I forget, remind me. I'll do it. I'll put up an unboxing video and write in the title, The R. Kelly of webcams. And it will get so many clicks. And then we'll all be rich. Right? Right? Some shit? I don't know. How's the internet work? Just work here. I'm gonna close this up. There we go. This is gonna fall. It's gonna be amazing. I'm so excited for that. I think I'll stab it here. Yeah. Holy shit. Trash bag, don't give it away for free. Some people can't pee. And you have to take advantage of them by selling it. I don't like this. What am I gonna do here? I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna switch these cameras. Watch this. So this is something new we're trying. This was all your idiots' ideas. I asked you many times if this is what you wanted, and you kept saying yes. So now, you have to deal with the results of your actions. We are going to take apart this entire laptop. I'm going to take every last screw out of it, and then laugh about it. I lost. Where's that other thing I just had? Oh, it's on this shit camera. Oh, I didn't know to screw that. Okay. So we're going to take... nope. Yeah. This is the stuff I do when you guys like, wow, he said he was going to start the stream like an hour ago. Where's he been? It's me doing this, and so I decided I'm just going to do it on stream. And then you guys can deal with it. So then we're going to put this onto this. Yes. I did need this after all. I'll put this new camera in the trash. How's everyone doing tonight? No, I'm just gonna put this here. Forget all that. Boom. Everybody wins. Here we are. Good enough? Figure it out. You guys get to edit in your own green screen. Crap. Have fun with that. I I'm busy. All right, so then this one. Oh man, that is difficult. This is gonna fall off midstream, so stick around. This is exceptionally unstable. That's gonna be a good time when bad stuff happens. So turn it this way, yeah. Okay. All right, that's what's up. I take this stupid beast apart. I really don't like having the camera there. Get in the corner, I said. Man, that's still not up. There's that. Is that better? Maybe I shouldn't have done this on stream, but here we are. All right. Time for a coffee break. Spam out what I'm doing, see if anyone wants to hang out. Autocorrect doesn't do my name anymore, and that's disconcerting. Social media is freaking hard. We need someone to manage ours for a secret project. These headphones. Ooh, that's plugged in. Now we're ready to go, right? Right? I don't know why my CPU usage is way down, but that's cool. All right. How's everything else? How's the music, kids? All right, so what we got here is a Dell Inspiron from I don't know. That's going to be one of Chat's homework projects, is to figure out what year this thing was built and hit up your boy. This is why there's set screws in this thing. Maybe it's on the back. Is it right there and I just don't see it? I'm to screw with that camera every stream for the rest of my life. So it comes with Windows XP Pro. So that's a hint for narrowing it down. When did Vista come out? 2007? 2006? So before that. Here you go. Service tag. Bravo, Bravo 2, Juliet Lima 91. Bravo, Bravo 2, Juliet Lima 91. You can't see that. You don't care. Bravo, Bravo 2, Juliet Lima 91. Somebody run that. Give me a year on this thing. Give me a model. We've got Dell. Model number PP05XB. I don't have a power adapter for it. I'm going to assume this thing works, but also we don't care. Nick's got it. All right. Battery is dead. Laptops don't do this anymore, I think, where you can like give them a poke and see how much battery power is left in them. That was mainly because in the past you would often, if you were a traveler, you would carry multiple batteries with you and they were easily swappable. Isn't that like a crazy revolutionary concept? Nowadays, here, I should put this camera here. We're gonna do it. Nowadays, you ain't swapping shit. That battery is in there. That battery is old Kentucky Shark, and it has been there. That's a bad place to put that camera. There you go. Let's switch sides. Okay. What's over here? You like that? The camera? Is that good? Having a good time? Yeah, you're having a good time. We're gonna back that out, though. Gonna undo everything I just did. And that's the best you're gonna get. Deal with it. Hey, Natty Ann. Nick, I know why you were wishing you had one. It's because the dude you're getting a Dell commercials. With that kid who got busted for marijuana possession of all, like, bullshit things. And everyone was like, oh, he's a fucking stoner. And it's like, that, doesn't it? I feel like that made all the kids just want Dells more. Like, Dell got rid of him as a spokesperson, and it was like, you hired a stoner high school kid to promote stuff at stoner high school kids, and then you found out he's a stoner high school kid and you fired him? That was like the most successful ad campaign Dell ever had. The dude you're getting a Dell kid. Look it up on the YouTubes. Go look it up right now and tell me that kid wasn't a stoner, like just on site. It was like the stoner chick from, remember the stoner chick from the iPod commercials? Or at least Apple commercials in the hoodie? Come on. So anyway, like, you would carry multiples of these, and you could be like, oh, this one's, get out of here. This one's 50%, this one's 60%, I can use this one on the plane, etc. Ellen Feiss, yes! What a fucking blast from the past that name is. Remember Ellen Feiss. Remember, her name was Ellen Feiss. What was the stoner kid's name from the Dell commercials, though? We got all Phillips. All Phillips all the way down. It's all Phillips all the way down in this thing. No, not Justin Long. Ellen Feiss. Go look up Ellen Feiss, Nick. It was a chick. For the Dell commercials, it was, dude, you're getting a Dell. That was the whole thing. And he would just scream, dude, you're getting a Dell! And that made all the other stoner kids who were like going away to college who want a Dell. I'll turn the fan on in here because it's always hot as hell when I'm streaming. I don't know. It's something about this immense amount of like electronic gear I have going on here that just makes it hot in here for some reason. So turn that fan on. So enjoy that noise. Let's see how the AI noise reduction handles that, buddy. Steve Curtis? Ben Curtis, and his name was Steve. Like, why would they call him? Why wouldn't they just call him Ben? So under this compartment, memory, RAM, random access memory. So when your computer needs to randomly remember things, you know, like when you're sitting in bed and you randomly remember that time like everyone thought you peed your pants in 3rd grade and you're super embarrassed. Computers can do that too, and that's what random access memory is for. This one has 2 512 megabyte chips in it for a total of 1 gigabyte. That means it can remember 1,024 embarrassing things about it and you. So we're gonna. Some of these things are actually going up in value now to collectors. I don't think this is old enough to be to collector stuff. What I'm going to do is at least save these things and find out later, and I'll tweet about it. Also, follow me on the tweeters at that same name. It's down there. It's here. Oh, I can go like this. It's over here. Hit that up. That's my IG. That's my tweeter. That's my Twitch. That's where you are right now. I don't know why I put that on there. Guess you're like, who is this guy? Bam. And then that's my YouTube where I post all these and other shit like drone flights. Under here, this I always thought was interesting. I'm pretty sure this is going to be Wi-Fi. Warranty expired in 08 March 09, so that means this probably... I think they had 2-year warranties, though. 2 or 3. But if they only had 1, that means this is from 2008. So under here, yep, I was right. This is both... So you got your modem chip here. And, yeah, like dial-up, like modem, like internet over the telephone. Kids, let me tell you about internet telephones. My ICQ number had 5 digits. That's all you got to know about me. And so it's all well and good. You got a modem and you have a wireless LAN here. They never put out like upgrades for any of this, yet made it like a user replaceable part. Every manufacturer did this, like every laptop. Like if you like the wireless LAN chip is always right there. Why? Look. I need a better solution for this, and I just don't know what it is. If you have suggestions. Really, I think it's getting a real camera. But yeah, modem, wireless LAN. You could put different wireless LAN chips in here. This connector was a standard. I think it was called mini PCI or micro PCI, one of the two. Something like that, but you could get other chips, and I've done it. I've done upgrades, and you need drivers and stuff, but these generally use standard chipsets like Broadcom, and you could plug them in, but it's not like Dell didn't sell them like that. Dell will sell you RAM upgrades, but they won't sell you, like, if you wanted to upgrade from wireless B to wireless G, like just wasn't something they did, which was weird. There you go, mini PCI. Nix on top of it, as usual. 3-year warranty. I mean, this was a flagship beast. Go look. What was the MSRP on this when it came out? And see if you could find that. Pop our antennae off. Ooh, this is a weird little clip. I don't know how this works. What is this? I have never seen this. This is... So, these are grounding pads, for like electrical grounding, and normally you would ground them using a metal post in the housing and a metal screw, but these have these little clips here. Let's see, can you see me pushing these? Sort of. So, yeah. That little metal clip there is metal and grounds to the board. And it also it holds the top of the chip down, so I gotta push those back concurrently and the chip pops up like that. With a card. I'm gonna say chip and card a lot. Got up. Just slides out. Yeah, that's super cool. This is cool. This is fun and interactive because I get to make chat do homework while I just do the fun part. This is a Dell part number 0. What is Y? Yahoo? Yes? I can't remember what Y. Whiskey, X-ray, Yo-Yo. 0, Yo-Yo Hotel 774. It's the, maybe I'll hold that at an angle, you can kind of see that. Oh, this guy. Yeah. Boom. Figure it out. Anyway. That is, given the age, probably a wireless G. Trying to look at the back for like an 802.11 something. It's a Broadcom BCM 94311 MCG. So, my guess it's a wireless G. Might be an N, but I'm guessing G. If that warranty expired in 09, that means this was from 06. Wireless G was definitely out in 06. N was not ratified, but it was like pre-N. Wireless G, called it. Chat owes me $1. Somebody give me $1. Hundo bits, please. Natty Ann, we're ripping this up because it's fun. Chat demanded. Well, I asked chat several times if they thought that the real fun in this was just like tearing things apart, and they were like, "Yeah." And I said, "Hey, if I did it more often, would you guys watch more often?" And they were like, "Yeah." So let's see if you're all a bunch of liars. Granted, I am doing this on a different day. I switched from Tuesdays to Wednesdays. This is not replacing Fix It Fridays. Those are still happening. This is Wreck It Wednesdays. Fix It Fridays, we will keep fixing things. Wreck It Wednesdays, we will take things apart that we may fix, or we may never fix them. That's what's important. Let's see. Does Twitter know I'm streaming? Did somebody tweet that I'm streaming? That's your 6th job, chat. I really want to know why my autocorrect has lost my name. I have a very difficult to spell name. Yeah. Okay. So, let's get this modem out. Modem, my guess, 56K V.92. It's a hard one. Thick into my decision. Screw box out. Go get your screw box. So what was that? That wasn't Goodfellas. That was, is it Goodfellas? Shinebox? Joey Shinebox? Was that his name? Connexent. This was definitely the cheaper of the 56K modem chips. Made a difference because shit's so slow back then. Hey, anyone want free XP Pro key? There you go. Oh no. This sucks. Anyway, there it is. I put it on stream. Alright, next. Let's get this hard drive out of here. Where'd my screwdriver go? You guys are supposed to keep track of that. Well. Stream's over, kids. Eddie N, thanks for the 5 bones. Gonna buy me a Starbucks. It is ham spice latte season. For those of you who are less culinarily inclined, pumpkin pie spices are the same as ham spices, the same spices you would use to bake a ham. General fall spices. And so if you don't like pumpkin spice lattes just because of the name, you can go in and order a ham spice latte. And they'll know what you're talking about. No worries. Just go, hey, give me a venti ham spice latte. And they'll go, right on it, sir. It's the gender neutral, sir. And you'll get a pumpkin spice latte, but you got to be all weird about it. Which I think is what's most important. Got the hard drive out here. It comes in this little cage here for slipping in and out. Let me get this light up in here. Do like this. It's a little better, right? Okay. Yeah. Well, it's not the secret menu. It's just the same thing. It's the alternate menu. It has the same things on it. They're just called something different. This is a. So you've got 60 gig, 5400 RPM. Wow, this expensive of a laptop and it still has a slow 5400 RPM hard drive. Though one of the reasons they did that was to conserve battery power. Faster hard drives, more power. This thing had to already be just a battery hog though, so I have to wonder why bother. Like, that difference in hard drive speed is not what's going to help you here. But I had kicked around doing data recovery on this on stream and shown you kids how, but when I used to run the shop at Micro Center, SATA, so right on the cusp of when SATA drives came out. Leeds Goza, what's up? 7200 got hot. Yeah. Yeah, they did. There actually isn't a lot of cooling here. This looks like there should be a fan under it. There's nothing. There is a fan here, so like all the cool air did come this way and go that way. I wonder how hot this thing got. We'll find out where the CPU is in a second. I'm guessing around this region. It was not. It might have come with Media Center Edition as an option. They were putting that on laptops for some stupid reason. When I worked at Micro Center, as I was saying, you get other people's computers in all the time. You're going to touch 20 of them a day, and sometimes you find some stuff. You weren't looking for it, but sometimes you'd find some stuff. And sometimes you had to call the police when you found some stuff. And I don't know what this screw's about. I'm just pulling stuff out. And every now and then I'd get a new kid working there who would actively go looking for stuff because he was a creep. What is this? Turn this light up. Over here, dealing with this little pocket here. I just pulled this little tab off, and there's a cable under here for something. Like, what the hell did that even go to? Is it a tab here? I don't know what would go in there. It's just a little pocket. I guess maybe we'll find out once we open it all the way up. But it looks like there's a cutout here. Like, if I do this, you can probably tell. No, you can't really. There's a cutout here about the width of this cable tab, maybe to go through, but it doesn't. The cable doesn't reach. We'll get that out later and see. We're taking every screw out of this. So yeah, you'd get kids who'd go looking, and I'd tell him, like, you'd walk past him, you know, I was a supervisor, so, like, you do your walks around the shop and shit. And you walk past these kids, and you see them, like, they're in people's documents folders and photo folders and shit, and you're like, hey, man. I'm gonna tell you, don't be looking for shit. And it's not because you shouldn't be looking for shit. Because you really shouldn't be looking for shit. Like, I know, like, I'm your boss, and I'm supposed to be like, hey, this customer's private. It's their photos, you're not supposed to be... But one day I'm not going to be around, and you're going to do it. And you're going to find some shit. For the rest of your life, it's every 6 months, it's every couple of years you're going to be laying in bed. And you're going to remember that shit you found. It's going to stick with you. And you're going to go... And you're going to lose an hour of sleep over it. It's not much. People lose an hour of sleep doing nothing. People lose an hour of sleep playing video games in bed, playing Danger Tater or whatever the big name is. Leets Goes, so thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. And, but it's going to stick with you. So, Pleasant Guy. Send you this RAM if you want. Shoot me a whisper. It's, oh, I didn't say what it was. Yeah, it's a PC2 3500 DDR2 512 sticks. Definitely laser printers used them at some point. Probably this hard drive too. 60 gig SATA. Not that any of this costs any money, but yeah, you can't unsee that stuff. And I told this guy Jerry, and I have so many stories about Jerry. And Jerry was my favorite employee. He was a beast of a technician, but man, he was a wacky kid. I said, man, don't go looking for shit because you're gonna find it. Sure enough, one day he was looking for shit. And, like, I'm not talking about, like... Yeah, you're gonna find kiddie porn. And you can't unsee that. And you're gonna go through a process, and you gotta talk to the cops, and that messes you up. Fun fact, when the first Star Wars movie was made, child pornography production was still legal in the US. That's how recently we decided that maybe we shouldn't do that. So, make America great again. Yeah, the magnets are fun. Yeah, you know what? I said I'm going to tear this down to every last screw. That's what we're going to do. We're going to take this hard drive apart. We're going to take this hard drive apart right now. Good call, because there's something really cool in this hard drive, and I'll tell you. I knew that'd get you going. I do need a better camera, but they're like $500, and I'm like, I'm not going to spend $500 on this dumb crap. It's just me talking about child pornography production. Yeah, so like... We good over here? Really need it to be over here. That's good, right? Yeah, okay. So... Yeah, we're not digging through this. We're making sure no one can ever dig through this is what we're doing. Because there's probably shit on here, and you don't want to find it. Like, poor Jerry. So Jerry Jerry found some shit one day. And, the shit he found was not something that you would be required to report to the police. In fact, the shit he found appeared to be several consenting adults. For the amount of it he watched. And it consisted of, hey, peasant guy, I don't know offhand how close, I don't remember the conversion from 5300 like to 533, but it's I can show you on the cam down here. I'm gonna read that label. Here you go. Leave it there. You can screenshot it for a sec. It's PC2 5300S. The timings are 555 and 12, so you can. What Jerry found was a really, really, really tall, extremely slender gentleman, and his really, really, really short, extremely wide female partner. And hey, the kids are in bed, right? Are we in safe harbor yet? Because this story gets as not safe for work as it needs to. But no more. I'll try to reel it in. So it's this dude and his lady friend and another dude friend. And I only assumed that the dude and the lady were together because they were the two wearing wedding rings. Maybe that's a poor assumption. So this is the PCB. Explain that in a sec. In fact, let me take this all apart and tell my story, and then I'll tell you what I'm looking at here. Gotta find my right bit. So they were spending some quality time on the living room couch. What I assume is the living room. Excuse me for assuming. Just going at it. And while, there are some people who may find, an enjoyment in watching such a thing. For one, Jerry didn't a lot. He did not a lot. He enjoyed that not much a lot. And what really bothered him about it was that all three of the individuals in the shit that he had found were completely nude, with the exception of their socks. And he could not handle the fact that they took off all of them. Took off all of their clothes. Except the socks. Stopped at the socks. And I know this bothered him a lot, because for the years after this event that I worked with him, he would bring this up all the time. I left my scalpel outside. I have a razor blade here. Before business time. Boston guy was on top of it thinking sneakers. So he's definitely a socks off kind of guy, clearly. Right? Trying to get this behind the light here so it's not. And it's not that he was upset by socks. He was upset that that's you got that far. And it was compounded. So there's a little screw underneath here I'm trying to get at. It's usually right here. There's usually another one somewhere around here. And sometimes you just poke around and you find it. But if I lift up on the side, you can kind of figure out where the resistance is and kind of map out. Oh yeah, there's no screw there. Cool. It's down here somewhere. In fact, I'm just going to pry this and see because that makes it easy. Cool. Right here. Yeah, it's usually in the center of the spindle. And I was like, it doesn't feel like there was one there. And there wasn't. And that's weird. See, it's still in there, but it was not through the cover. Strange stuff. But that's, for those of you new to the scene, it's the inside of a hard drive. I'll explain it in a second. So anyway, Jerry was bothered by the stocks, and it was compounded by the socks, compounded by the fact that they were on a wood floor. And the two gentlemen who weren't on the couch, they were just using it as a support bracket, kept slipping because they were wearing socks on a hardwood floor. And so the confusion of why did they stop at the socks was compounded by the confusion of clearly like the socks are a problem, and there are just two different wavelengths going on in his brain, and they just did not sync up, and it broke him. Combined with the fact that every single person's body in this video he was watching horrified him for various reasons. So, that messed him up. And he came in. And he came to me as his boss. And he goes, "Hey man, you got like 5 minutes?" And this is the kind of person Jerry was. Sam, you got like 5 minutes? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, all right. And he comes in, he goes, and he drags his chair all the way in the office, and he sits down, and he goes, "So you know how you tell everyone don't go looking for shit?" Oh yeah. And he goes, "Well, I went looking for some shit. And I found some shit." And I start laughing. And I'm like, all right, so we can call the police? And he's like, no. Not that kind of shit. And he tells me the whole story. And I'm like, and I am cracking it up. And I'm like, you fucking idiot. And he's like, yeah, I'm a fucking idiot. And I go, you're going to be seeing that the rest of your life. And he goes, yeah. Yeah, I am. I'm seeing it right now. It's all right. So he fixes the computer. Not a big deal. Calls the guy. And he knows it's the guy because of the voice. And he tells me about this. And he says, "Hey, your computer's ready. Come get it." Guy's like, "Wow, that was fast." Guy comes down. And the guy is just ecstatic that his computer was done in like 6 hours, and we didn't charge him any more than the deposit he left. And he was just like, holy shit, he thought he was going to buy a new computer. He's, holy crap, this is amazing. Talking to the cashier, he goes, "Hey, can I talk to the tech? I just want to thank him." The cashier comes back into the shop, and the cashier says, "Hey, Jerry, Mr. So-and-so's here. He's very happy. He just wanted to thank you for kind of this computer. He wanted to shake your hand." And Jerry goes white. Just white. And he's, "No. No. Nope." And the cashier doesn't know what the hell's going on. The cashier's like, "What? Why?" And Jerry gets up and goes right into my office. And so the cashier just follows him. And he goes, "Hey, that guy's here." And they go, "What guy?" And he goes, "Just that." He goes, "Oh." And I go, "What's the problem?" He goes, he wants to thank me for working on his computer. And I'm like, "You did a good job. You should, humbly accept thanks where they're due." He goes, "I can't look at him. I can't look at him." And I said, "Jerry, you don't have to go out there. I can't force you. I can't tell you that I'm going to write you up if you don't go accept your thanks from a customer. But I can tell you that you fucked up. And you can either own that you fucked up, or you can pretend like you never fucked up. And you can lie to me, you can lie to everyone else here all you want, but you can't lie to yourself. And you're going to know you fucked up. So are you going to own it? Or are you going to deal with it the rest of your life?" And he looks at me and he stares at me and he goes, "I'm going to deal with it the rest of my life." And he walks away. Just walks out of the office and he goes and he sits back down at his desk. So I go out there and I see this guy, and I don't know who this guy is. And I take my name tag off before I go out there and I go, "Hey, I'm Jerry. How can I help you?" And he says, "Thanks for working on the computer and all that." I said, "Not a problem." And I shook his hand and he took his computer and he left. And I went back and I go up to Jerry and he goes, how did it go? And I put my name tag in front of him and I took one of his spare ones off his desk and I go, "I'm Jerry today." And I took your thanks and I shook his hand and he goes, "You shook his hand?" I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "You were in hand's been?" I go, "No, Jerry. I don't ever have to know where his hand's been. You have to know." And for years, Jerry brought that story up. And for years, I bring that story up. Because Jerry found some shit. And not only did it mess him up, it messed up everyone who had to deal with him messing himself up. So don't go looking for shit, because you're gonna find it. Back to this hard drive. We've got a PC board, a PCB. Flip side is where all the cool stuff happens. They never tell you that. You look at a hard drive, you're like, "Oh, that's kind of boring." Boom, look at this. Fucking magic. Natty Ann, what part needs to be in a t-shirt? Because maybe I'll put it in my merch. But basically, this is the computer that controls the hard drive, tells it what to do, takes care of getting stuff onto here, getting stuff out of here, etc. We won't get that deep into it. These little spinny things that are super cool and reflective. Like, see if you could see me in there. See if I can get this angle right. Probably not. No. But you can definitely see the camera. There's the camera. These are like, sort of like a little record player. It's where your data goes. It gets written on tiny little magnetic sectors on here. And there's actually stacks of these, and I'll pull them out in a second. Don't go looking, because you're going to find it. And with the hard drive, that's what makes it. That's a good idea, Natty Ann. Just a big hard drive. The kind of needle part of the record player is here. And this doesn't... So this is weird. These little points here at the end have... That's your read-write head. That's... This will focus better. I'll look into a good camera, maybe. But, or I could bring this down. Just doing this one. Ooh. Anyway. So these, that's got a tip. That's better. And there's one on the top and one on the bottom of each of these little stacks of needles here. And I'll pull these out so you can see them better later. But it's weird that there's not one on top to read the top of this layer. And the reason that is because it was cheaper to leave that out than to have to put in lower density layers in here. The capacity of this hard drive is actually larger than 60 gigabytes, but because there's no physical head to read the top of this one platter, it's limited to 60, artificially, intentionally by the manufacturer, and that's kind of fun. But yeah, these little heads move in and out, and they move all across the whole ladder like a record player does, reading and writing your bits. Take these out so you can see them. Is this the... is usually that's the same size. This is hard to do. There it goes. But, blink, blink. You could see how reflective and metal that is because it instantly gets fingerprints on it. So now people know I was here. The NSA will know it was me. Take out one platter. See, there's another one underneath it there. This is... Does that go underneath? Nope, same thing. Okay. So each side of these discs, these platters, holds 15 gigabytes of bits. Magnetically. Very similar to magnetic tape. There's two of them. But it's a 60 gig drive. Wait, I'm saying that wrong. Hang on. Each side of these holds 30. I apologize. And there's two of them. So in total, that's a 120 gig drive. But because there's only two read-write heads here, see how this one goes on top of the other one like that? This one goes in there, and so it reads the bottom. It only reads one side of each of these. And it can only read 60 gigs. 30 and 30. How about that shit? The ring. Scan. Whoop. Something really cool in here, I promise. Hang on. It's this thing right here. Metal block. One of my favorite things. But we got to get everything else out first. I just realized I can't hear anything. There we go. My chance. Yeah, now I can hear alerts. Like when Leets Goza follows. Let's see. Oh, it's got security screws in there. Security screws. Security screws are these little, whatever you want to call them. Star screws, torque screws. That have a little metal post in the bottom of them. I'm trying to show you, but it's this one here. Super tiny. Really hard for the camera to pick up, but little metal post that kept you from putting a solid Torx bit in there. And they called them security bits. And then really all you need is just a Torx bit with a hole in the middle. Thanks for appreciating my fingerprints. One of these will be small enough. Yeah, so these platters are so dense that a fingerprint like that will wreck it. A little scratch, well, it won't wreck it, but you know, you could lose half a gig of data from a, you know, that. Nowadays, you can lose half a gig from a dust speck. You're supposed to work on these in clean rooms if you're going to reuse them again. But the vault ain't clean, kids. Boom. There's the other one. Ugh, there it is. So I had to pry that out. Because that is a super powerful magnet. And they make great fridge magnets. And that super powerful magnet is how they precisely move this read and write head around. So you can see on here, there's a copper coil. It's that brown wire coil. It goes around the inside of this hole here. That copper coil has electricity pass through it to control which of these magnets it gets pulled towards. Long story short. Very precisely, and so that's how it can control exactly where... This is still locked, but... Get in there. How it can control exactly where on that spindle it ends up hitting, because it has to be so finely positioned that motors, at least at the time, couldn't get that precise. And so there was no way to put a motor in here that could do that, and they did it with electromagnets. So, yeah. Over that, that's another magnet on the bottom there. Yeah, one of the most common things that causes a hard drive to fail, let's see if I can recreate it here. Yeah, is so like I said, a little scratch on this can kill that drive. You go, oh, but what keeps those read-write heads from scratching the disk? It's that they don't touch the disk. They ride on a very fine, several molecules thick cushion of air. When the disk spins, it causes the atmosphere around it to move, and it blows air over the surface of it. When those heads come in, and lock it, I keep locking it. It rides along those. Every now and then, that doesn't work, and they'll get stuck on the head of the drive, and it'll just stick. And when the drive spins up, the head can't move. And often you'll hear that clicking sound, that click of death that hard drives get. One of the reasons is that it can't move from this position. The problem is that it always can't move for one reason or other. Sometimes it's because it's stuck on the disk. And sometimes you could fix that by... people would, for one, they'd put the drive in the freezer, which causes all of these metal parts to shrink very slightly, but hopefully just enough. And then you just whack it like that with a screwdriver. And so between having the metal shrink slightly and that whacking, that would often knock the head back off the disk, allow it to reset. Once it's reset, it can reinitialize, and then everything usually works fine again. So, I've had that work 20% of the time, and I've tried a lot of disks. And you can do all that without opening it up, of course. This should think just pop out. No. That has a screw here. There we go. Get off the magnets. Oh, it's so hard to get off. Let's see if we can pull this out and yank it. That might help. There we go. So this board is kind of cool. If I put that back in, you'll see on the other end. Stick it back in and just look at it. It's accessible from the outside of the hard drive. And there's a mating connector on the other side that plugs into there. That's what sends the electrical signals to these coils in here. And you can see just based on the number of pins on there, how many coils, each with controllable intensity. Like, that's how precise you can get this thing to move across those magnets. Neat stuff? Maybe? It's garbage now. And Frank will be happy to know that no one's reading this hard drive ever again. I got this computer at a thrift shop. If you go to major thrift shop chains like Goodwill or Salvation Army, they have a policy to just pull and destroy all hard drives now. You won't even find hard drives in their stuff. But the small places, they don't give a shit. So, all that's left there is the little motor. Fuzz and Guy fixed a few. I mean, I worked in a computer repair shop, so we did whatever we could. And sometimes, if somebody was super desperate, or really if it was my own hard drive, I would take a crack at it. Sometimes you'd fix them. Or really, like, if it just had the click of death and I was like, well, we're going to replace it anyway, let me try whacking it. Sometimes it worked. That, this little rubber this might either be shock absorption. Oh no, this is just to prevent metal on metal contact or electronics on metal contact. It's just a non-conductive padding. So I think lastly we've got, and I think this is, yeah, this is, this doesn't come out. This is welded into the case, but that's the motor. And again, these little pins on the board here, they're elevated. Touch those little pads. That's what tells the motor to spin. But now we got these two really freaking cool, super strong magnets that I can put on the fridge. So, old hard drives are great for fridge magnets. And what's cool is the flip sides of them totally block the magnets of them. Nothing. Other sides? Oh, that's... Laptop's a little easy to get apart. You do this with desktop hard drives, almost impossible. Like, really sucks. So I'm gonna put those over here, because those I'm keeping. I mean, board swaps are easy. Board swaps, I mean, you watched me do it. It's literally pull the old board off and stick the new board on. You don't even need clean room. and then you hope it works. Let's see. What's that? See if that helps me at all. Now, if you're doing a direct board swap and you keep the firmware version, you're generally fine. If it's not a direct board swap with equal firmware, then yeah, things can get weird, and then, I mean, just don't bother. You almost might be better at swapping the spindles into a new, or the, you can't even swap the platters into a new system. Back your shit up. Back up your shit, and test your backups once in a while. Nobody ever tests their backups. That's the problem. That's the real problem. What's next? Back at that laptop. That was a fun tangent. Oh, man, this thing's a beast. As you can see. All right. Well, I don't know about 4. At least 2 different places, one of which is not in the same physical location as where you backed it up from. I.e., don't, like, you can certainly back your laptop up to something else in your house, just also make sure you have something out of your house that it's also backed up to in case your house burns down and then you lost both. Subsequently, that thing that's not in your house, you probably also don't control. It's probably some service you pay for, and that service may just decide to not work one day, or just shut down without warning, and now your stuff is gone because that's something they can do. So make sure you have 2 copies in 2 different physical locations, at least. Now, let's open this beast. Oh gosh, this thing is too huge for these cameras. I need a taller rig. I thought this would do it. Oh, hang on. That doesn't help. Oh. Oh. Man, I need something that tall. That's crazy. I'm gonna have to think about that for a while. Man, no, in the meantime, this is what we're dealing with. So, gotta get this keyboard out. Usually there's screws on the back. We took a bunch of screws out while I was yakking. I think there's a few more here. Yeah, it's an absolute beast. Is that the last one? Maybe. Let's find out. this laptop charger is not keeping up with what I'm up to, and I'm trying to figure out why. Yeah, I want that, but they cost a lot of money, and I'm not doing anything that generates a lot of money, so I'm not going to get a return on that investment, so I'm not going to do it. I'm on Twitch taking computers apart. Nobody cares about that. They care about how high I can make Mario jump. It's just not that high. Alright, I think we gotta... Yep. Oof. Alright. They have them at the thrift shops, and I look at them. I'll tell you what. They're never any good. Alright, we gotta get this panel off here. I think this will just pop off, yeah. And we can be rough. We can be rough with it, because we're not putting it back together. There we go. Yoink. This is nothing, no wires in here, just ringy buttons. Yeah, that's the whole point of the music, is to make the stream more interesting than it actually is. Couple of keyboard screws here. This is my bit bucket. Oh, jeez. See if I can. One sec. Let's see. It's good to take a little break anyway. Alright, I think that's enough spamming. See what happens. Shut this down. Shut this down. Alright, back. Almost 5 a.m. there. Buzzin' Guy, thanks for dropping in at 5 a.m. Yeah, I'll hang on to that rent for a little while. Harbor Freight, yeah, I got this at some auto parts store. Honestly, it was in the The dollar bin. I have a bigger one too I use for working on the motorcycle. Where is it 5 a.m. right now? It's 10 p.m. here. Five, 6. Are you in Iceland? Iceland, England? Yeah, Western Europe, yeah. Switzerland. Ah, Switzerland. Old Iceland. I guess. A very old Iceland. They came from there an exceptionally long time ago. Into the Netherlands and then out the back way. But anyway, thanks for joining. Good to see you. I'm trying to get this keyboard cable up here. I don't know why I'm being so delicate with this. It's just habit. Oh. This hat is too hot. You can all just deal with my COVID hair. Thanks, TX Moose. Post vids. Live stream it. Drones is fun. Alright. Got old keyboard here. Missing key. These were nice though. I like the clickiness of them. Man, not cool, not clicky enough for me though. Yeah, cool. Here, oof. What is this? Sorry, I'm in a weird screen. I think I found a corner of the Twitch app they didn't want you to see. But, there you go. Throw you a follow. And now I'll know when you're droning. Have a good night. Got this keyboard here. Garbage. Ooh, what's this? I wonder what this is. That looks interesting. Back the shit up a bit. Yeah. Get these hinges out here. Lucas Phillips. Yep. Oh, these suck. Wow. These are really in there. Yeah. How is Wednesday? Is Wednesday a good night for streaming, or did I pick a bad night to switch to? Should I go back to Tuesdays? What do you guys think? This side comes off. This side does not come off. It's okay. That's one vote for it's okay. What is this stuck to? Stuck to me not yanking hard enough. Pull this out and we'll take it apart. These are the Wi-Fi cables. Alright. Give me... I'm going to take a 5-minute break. And then we're going to take this thing apart. I wonder if I could find a taller camera stand in 5 minutes. BRB. You know what we haven't seen in a while? Commercials.
Altitude.
Right now we're 1,000 feet above the ground.
We're at 1,000 feet right now. We're right next to everything. You know, I probably haven't even been to Navy Pier in 20 years, and now I'm flying just a few feet over it.
I'm Johnny Christmas, and I'm a real-life hacker for hire. The theme of the contest was that you were hacking into various companies' websites. The strategy overall, go where they're not expecting, looking at the source code talking directly to the server that's hosting the webpage. It had a lot of red herrings that were incredibly frustrating. I was angry. If that was the idea, good work. Normally, I'll wake up 8:45. I'll grab my skateboard, ride straight up the road to work. It's a 15 to 25-minute ride on the board. There's nowhere near my house for a helicopter to pick me up. Where are there helipads? There's surprisingly few for a city the size of Chicago. DICE did a good job creating a challenge where you have to have the hacker mindset in order to solve the challenge. I'm looking at the helicopter. I will get out of the limo, get into a helicopter, get out of here. That's pretty freaking cool.
It definitely makes you appreciate it all over again. You know, I've lived here my whole life, and this is a view I've never had.
Oh, hi. Didn't see you come in. Studying up on my bird law. Say, has your bird, or a bird it knows, been injured in an accident through no fault of its own? Has it been implicated in a crime it did not commit? Harassed or assaulted as part of a hunting accident? The law offices of Jakubowski, and Christmas can get your bird the compensation it deserves. We also offer the following services: divorces and family disputes, immigration and migration assistance, bird flu vaccination autism case settlements, patent filings, and many more. Call our offices toll-free at 1-833-4-BIRD-LAW, and one of our paralegals will pass your information along to our talented counsel. Jakubowski, and Christmas. Anyone else, and you're just winging it.
Hey. All right. Did that audio seem to get better when the Bird Law commercial played? Okay. It might be related to me running this entire 1080p stream off a laptop. So I won't do that again. Or if I refuse to buy a computer just to stream, because again, I'm not making any money off this, so why would I spend money on this? We're gonna take a monitor apart. I could get some height on this. I could just do this, maybe? Yeah! Oh no. Stay. I need something heavy. Or zip ties in here. Yeah. Hey, that's not bad. Looks like somebody actually works here. It's gonna fall forward in a second. Yep. Cool. Now I could probably put it here. Spin it that way. Eh? Eh? Oh no, I just realized. Oh, I have an idea. Hang on a sec. Wonder if this lens that I like better can fit on this camera. I think so. One sec. Yep. Let's see what that does. Hacks! I think that's... Yeah, Malcolm, fix it. Hinges are cheap. Just don't break everything while you're trying. Good to see you back, Malcolm. Hanging out for another laptop destruction party. Look at this lens! No, the camera's way too high. But I can open the aperture. It's upside down, which sucks. Oh, that's a good time. Oh, best of both worlds. I did it. Old camera, new lens. Ah, sweet. Oh, this is way better. This is a game changer. Oh, I should go to the thrift store and get a $3,000 mirrorless DSLR. Shh. Well, whatever. Alright, cool. Back to work. We did it. Popping all these out. Oh, now that's happening again. Or no raisin. It's got all these little screw covers down here. I told you we're taking this thing down to the screws. We are gutting shit. So, should I also do this on Fix It Fridays? Should I make this be what Fix It Fridays is if I have nothing to fix? Or should I do Wednesdays and Fridays? What do you guys think? Wednesdays and Fridays, or... And then, of course, still drone stream Sundays, weather permitting. Whatever works for me is not streaming. It adds so much time to everything I do. And get out the spudger. Get to spudging. Did you guys listen to the new podcast episodes yet? Oh, this thing sucks. Little clip in there. Oh, is there screws on the back? That'd be messed up. I've never seen that. A bird lawyer. I defend bird rights. Avian law. Ornithological studies. There we go, this is working. Yes, birds aren't real, and that's why I'm stuck here doing this for money. I didn't look into the reality of birds until after I became a bird lawyer. Nick, did you just make that up? Because I have not heard that one before. That's great. What is this? A 17-inch screen on this thing? It would seem. Boom. Oh, this camera's great. This camera's not great, but it's because it's right next to the light. It was a Media Center laptop. Except it didn't have Windows Media Center Edition on it. Need a thicker Phillips for this one. You know what? Windows 7 wasn't bad. Every other version, like they say. But don't fix it if it ain't broke. But Windows 10 did eventually have a lot of improvements. Just not at first, that's for sure. These hinges out of here. Anyone needs ancient Inspiron hinges. These are really good. I'm gonna look into selling these, that's for sure. Those will go in the maybe pile. Side screws, little side screw action. No, they're not the same hinges. It is, because I'm always screwing something on this stream. Usually myself. Takes me an average of 2 streams to ever fix anything. That's why I started Wreck-It Wednesdays. The lighting's as optimal as I need it. Alright, so we got the panel out here. See what that means. Oh, look at this old one. Oh, man. It's so... Wow. So, hang on a sec. Do not touch the white tape. I'm playing that white tape like the piano. Who wants to find out why we can't touch it? It's because there's something important under it. I'm going to show you what. Let's go this back piece. So, this is the backing, obviously. These are Wi-Fi. These are the Wi-Fi antennas. So your laptop's Wi-Fi antenna runs off the motherboard and goes around your screen for even coverage. This one actually doesn't even do that. It goes over to here, which is a really big antenna. Wi-Fi antennas have gotten much smaller. And I mean, the wires... Sorry, the wires go around your screen and go up to antenna or multiple antennas. Modern, if they're running like wireless AC, a lot of laptops will have 6 antennas around in the screen. This one has 1, 2. This is actually antenna. This like, oh man, this camera is so far up there now. Let me zoom in. Oh, I keep hitting that one. It's because I mounted it upside down. Yeah, anyway. That's below the light now. This metal mesh here, it's literally just like a bunch of metal. Super reflective of light. I really want you guys to see this. Hang on. Dumb. Well, deal with it. Oh no, that's the edge of the desk. There you go. This piece here is literally just carved out aluminum. That acts as like a dipole antenna. Anyway, that's the lid. This is your hinge mechanism. So you slide that. Open. Laptops used to have these clicky hinges that would crack off all the time. So what we're looking at here man, that isn't optimal. I don't know why I do this. Yeah, right? So, this is an inverter board. Laptop screens used to have fluorescent lighting behind them, which requires AC power to operate, which is somewhat dangerous. It would take the DC battery power, convert it to AC just to run the fluorescent light that lights up the whole back of the screen. But I said we're getting this down to the screws, so we gotta take this thing out. Just threw that in my coffee mug. What a dumb connector. Wow. Weird. It's a very weird connector. It's in the garbage now. Go be weird over there. One more screw. Need the other bit for that. Now a little screw again. Hang on, I don't know why I do this. I mean, I know why, but I need a better solution now. The microphone shadow. That's very funny. Anyway. I guess that's not much better. Or is it? Is that better? All of this crap off without unscrewing it because it's faster. I'll show you what's under here. Lots of tape. This was to keep light from leaking out around the edge of the screen while the computer was on. This was their shitty solution. So this is the actual controller board for the LCD panel itself. And it didn't want you to touch the white tape because all of these very fine, delicate ribbon cables went to the various parts of the screen. And so if you ever had a laptop where you would get like just a stripe down the center of the screen for some reason and you couldn't figure out why, it was usually because one of these or some part of these had broken. And sometimes you only had one in a whole laptop, and then it was real easy for bad things to happen at that point. So we just yank this in. That's a cool label. I'm going to use this. I'm going to put this somewhere else. This is pretty cool. I like this label. Let's go in here. Hey, who was that? Hey, Rex! Thanks for the 3-month sub. Enjoy your fancy new headphones. Alright, let's get this panel out. The old-fashioned way. I have to come back at it from the front, I think. Yeah, there we go. Some tape over here. Some little tabs. So, ah! Yep, that's the inverter board that converts the DC to AC. Hey, there's Natty Ann finally remembered to sub. I wasn't gonna say anything. Oh, it's an anonymous gifter is why. I appreciate that. I get so many anonymous subs in this channel, and it's really freaking cool. Thank you to whoever keeps doing that, or whoever's doing that now if it's your first time. That's super helpful. Yeah, Rex, this is the, this is my old iFixit toolkit. It's got all my bits in here. Haven't lost any yet. Highly recommend everyone have one of these. Link below in my Amazon blacksmith thing down there if you want to pick one up. So, garbage. Here is the panel with its control board. This is not as far as we're going. We're going to take off this backing plate now. This whole thing, you see how it's a weird silvery gray color? This is your backlight. This is your fluorescent backlight. This whole thing would light up. Let's get this little, man. So this is a polarizing layer. Or no, this is a diffusion layer. This isn't polarizing. This is diffusion. This was to make it so the light was more evenly spread across the entire surface. See how it's soft like that? How it blurs everything? That's intentional to soften the light. Or am I wrong? Is that a polarizing sheet? I don't think so. Because the polarizing sheets... Oh, I guess they don't have to have... Polarizing sheets are usually clear. But they usually also do exist. Hey, thanks for the host, DEFCON201. Good to see you back. This is the polarizing sheet. This, for sure. This is the polarizing sheet. That you can tell because you see how... As I turn it in the light, it goes from opaque to transparent or translucent. You can kind of see that on camera. So like opaque. And I could put something under it. Yeah. and it bends the light like that. I know it's hard to get it on cam, but this is a polarizing sheet. And that makes it so only light of a certain wavelength can come through. And I cannot remember why that was important anymore. But I think it had to do with the flickering of the backlight because it ran off AC power. Yeah, it was different. Sorry, you're right. Not different wavelength, different orientation of the light waves. Same way polarizing sunglasses work. I can't remember why this is important, but I think it had to do with the backlights that were used in these. Which makes me want to go look it up. If anyone else knows or is looking it up, throw it in chat. So then here, we're getting down to it. I mean, this is the stuff you never see taken apart. Come on. Don't want to shatter it either. It's just taped on the bottom here. So again, white sheet just to reflect all the light forward. Oh man. Here's another polarized, thick polarized plastic sheet, real thick one. Those are cool. I'm going to keep those, and I don't know why yet. And here, and we can actually see it's cracked now. Here is the actual LCD panel, just the panel. You can see, maybe if I were to backlight it, you could really see this here. See, that's my phone light. So the backlight shines through the panel, which then lights up the various liquid crystal cells in here, different colors, and shines the light through them. We can see down here, that's a crack. You see where all the liquid crystals leaked out and spread, little pools of them. That's what that is, so this definitely was broken. And these, like I was discussing before, these ribbon cables run to all of the different rows, and these on the side ran to all the different columns and controlled exactly which, you know, cells would light up which colors. That is an old LCD panel. But go look up how those work because it's super interesting and I can't recall anymore. And I'm disappointed in myself for that. That's the screen. Let's get this thing back out. Still interested in what the heck this is. This here is the CMOS battery, sometimes called the BIOS battery. Should just pop right out because they're user replaceable. Should. Oh, of course they taped it. It's just a CR2032 battery, same thing you find in everything. This This is the trackpad cable, which is freaking huge for a trackpad cable. Let's see, what do we still got to pull out? A couple more screws to get this thing apart. Is that it? Pull this board out. This board, I don't know what this is for, but you can find out because this went over it. That board just controls the power, hard drive, battery, LEDs that are inside this thing. When I mount this camera right side up, it'll be super easy to tell. One day. There you go. Anyway. Not that that's interesting. Hey, TX Moose is back. Have a good nap. Man, let me tell you, I'm in the middle of my second mortgage refinance because ever since I bought a house, rates kept dropping. And it's such a pain, and it doesn't have to be. Definitely do it, because they're, like, depending on who gets elected here, they might jump really quick. And really, it doesn't matter. After a presidential election, the economy always does really well. Which means rates go back up. So get on it. I lost a screw bit. There it is. What did you loan him, Nick? What did you loan those kids? This is the underside of that. What are we looking at here? These are just buttons, more buttons and LEDs for your caps lock, num lock, Wi-Fi, hard drive shit, power reset buttons. So that's what that board is. These are all... Oh yeah, that's that board we took off from up top. That's your battery and crap indicator. So your trackpad down here, we'll pull that out. It's not a reset button? Let me see. Oh yeah, why would it have a reset button? That's pretty stupid. It's a media direct button. Good call. They probably did that to save battery while watching movies. It probably booted into a super low power, only what's needed DVD watching operating system or something. What's this in the front? Oh, yeah. So if you recall, the front of this stupid thing also has all these buttons. This thing's covered in buttons. It's a computer and it's covered in physical buttons. Shit. We can read on here. Software mute, software volume up, volume down, play, pause, reverse, forward, stop. Or not software switch, I'm sorry. I am out of it today. These are actual buttons, so if you push them, they're all clicky. I don't know if anyone can hear that. Of course you can. How much does that 46 laptop weigh? bet I could bench it. Take it to Fight Club with me. Doing this the wrong way, but I don't care. Alright, there's a touchpad. A little mousy mouse. These were fun because if you went this way along the bottom, it scrolled left and right. This one went top and bottom. Remember when people cared about scrolling left and right? Because all you did is work in spreadsheets all day? And your screen resolution sucked? These are the contact sensors for your mouse buttons. Here are your mouse buttons. So this is interesting. You'll notice this board has a middle mouse button. Right? But there's only 2 buttons here. And I thought like, oh, but if you push like the middle of them, it'll hit that button, but no. Because it's covered in tape and definitely wouldn't like be conductive enough to cause that to happen. So like this board was able to handle a middle mouse click and they opted to just not add a middle mouse button. So another nerfed aspect of this extremely expensive laptop. They may have done it via software where if it detected both left and right buttons, it would assume middle, but like what a dumb way to do that. But yeah, that's all taped down there. That's permanent. Yeah, it's your touchpad. There's your buttons. Here's your garbage. I mean, I guess we could take this off because I said I'd do it. Ugh. Fuck that. That's that button board, LED board again. That's the top case. These are all metal. Real shitty junk. Probably zinc aluminum composite. They're strictly to provide support, especially in hollow areas up top where you would be resting your wrists. This is a wrist rest. Or, and the hollow area here is actually, this is the optical drive, which, like, it's very flexy and hollow, and you don't want to be putting force on there. So they have this metal bracket underneath that just redistributes that force around it. So when you're resting your wrist, it doesn't push down on that optical drive. So cool idea. They're also there to provide reinforcement for the hinges. The screen hinges bolt to these, so that you're not yanking that huge 17-inch screen up, putting all that force on this plastic that invariably is going to bend and crack. So, yeah, junk metal. That's why they look like that plasticky color. You don't need good metal, you just need cheap metal. This is what I was talking about before. Intake vent with no fan. Could have put a fan there. No fan. Another intake port down here. Yeah, we good? We good here? Like that? Yeah, alright. So, grates there, grates there. This is the exhaust port, so the fan spins and blows through this heatsink here. Blasts your hot air that way. Sucks in air from over here, pulls it that way. Also, there's a little vent here. Really, it just creates a vacuum within the case and sucks in air from wherever it can find, but they put these slots here to cause that to be the path of least resistance. So it'll flow across the whole board, eventually, finally across GPU, CPU, out the back. It's making contact with the Core 2 Duo, the processor. This is the GPU, which, I mean, it's got this heat plate on top. And then the heat pipe stuck I mean, I guess it's okay. Yeah, discrete CPU, or GPU. Right there. We'll see if we can crack that off. I want to know what this thing is, and we're going to find out. Yeah, I think the Core 2 Duos were maxed out with the heat, and then they plateaued for a little while and started getting way cooler after that. So this... I'm digging this lens. I do not know what this is. It might be a dedicated DVD decoder, maybe? Because there was a time when GPUs didn't do that. GCE? I don't know. HAQ00 LS2883P? LS2883P seems to be the model of whatever it is. Google Cloud Engine? Could be, could be. Could be. Good call. Good try. You can go home now. I'm going to Google it. Let's see. Oh man, that's zoomed way in. That's as far as that camera zooms too. That's pretty cool. Video card connector board. For what? Just goes in. Is it like a placeholder for a larger discrete GPU? It's cheap as hell. Or is it like I thought it's actually a DVD decoder? It's just called video card connector board. What the hell does it do? Of course nobody knows. They all just reference like what Dell called it. Because it's not the video card. That's here. Unless this is... It's not a dual CPU system. Alright, we're going to put this off to the side. This is very confusing. If anyone wants to start looking into this... I don't know. Not much on the back. Front's just got that one chip. And a tiny CPU. What does this chip say? Here's my old man eyes. Silicon image. TMDS pain link. TMDS, that implies something to do with running the LCD. Let me see. Silicon image, TMDS. Oh, there you go. I was right. Yeah, TMDS, I don't remember exactly what it is, but it has something to do with running, with pushing an LCD panel. So, super interesting that wasn't integrated into the LCD panel itself, but was rather here. So there it is. So cool, I guess we sorted that out. This is just the Southbridge chipset here. Which Southbridge is that? It's the NH82801 GBM. If someone cares, you can figure out what Southbridge that is. That's funny, Nick. Right. Is this a PCM CIA slot? No, it's compact flash. And PCM CIA. Or whatever they called this. What were these slimmer ones called? Yeah, Express Card. That's what I'm thinking of. It supports both, it looks like. Let me see. Express Card. It was like external PCI. So, laptops used to like have expansion slots on them where you could buy cards to plug in that would add external, usually for external ports if you needed another Ethernet port or FireWire or USB 3, some crap like that. You could buy little cards you'd slip into the side here. And this one accepted what was called Express Card. And it would just slide in there, connect to those pins. They were usually about that wide. And you'd have often ports on the outside now that would be added. They would hang off the edge of the computer. And what was really cool about that is because they hung off the edge, you'd crack them in half really easily. Just the absolute best design. Really cool. Nobody used it. Namir, there's no problem other than it was very old and broken in some way and not worth repairing and nobody wanted it. So I like to take things apart on my stream to let people see what the inside of things look like, because often they're too afraid or just don't have the equipment to do it themselves, or just don't feel like it. And I feel like it, so I choose to do this. And so all we're doing is taking every last single component out of here, seeing what it is, talking about it. And I think we're having fun. Are we having fun, chat? Definitely tell me if we're not having fun, because I'll stop. I assume you would stop too, but I don't know. Up front here, these are some extremely dirty speakers. And they get this dirty because, like I said, this fan creates a vacuum that sucks air in from wherever it can, and often the air is the speaker grills, which means these speakers get covered in schmutz. But it's okay because they're kind of waterproof. They're similar to marine speakers. We can take those out. Zero fun. There's a little red X in the top of your window there. That's the fun button. If you're having zero fun, that will add fun. I don't know why they made it a red X. It seems counterintuitive. I actually don't know what color the X's are in Windows anymore. I haven't used Windows in like 15 years. To any notable extent other than like building crap in VMs for a minute. So there's your speakers. Pretty beefy. This is the other end of that cable we found earlier. Remember behind that battery where I was like, what the hell is this? It's this. It goes into the motherboard. That's not helpful. It is a HAQ00BT cable. Oh! You could buy little Bluetooth boards. So that was an add-on. And I'm sure some model came with Bluetooth. So Bluetooth was like not ubiquitous at this point at all. Bluetooth was probably still 2.0, maybe have been out by 06 when this was made. Maybe. Yeah, and so you could purchase a Bluetooth module likely from Dell to add on if you wanted Bluetooth capabilities within your computer. It's probably $100. And it didn't even work. Bluetooth was terrible. Like, if you think Bluetooth's bad now, it just didn't work back then. Had a range of like 1.5 meters. This here. What is this guy? Looks like another little speaker. Oh, yeah. Oh! Who wants to guess what this was? So we took speakers out of the front, right? We took the speakers out from up here. 2 stereo speakers. This thing's a speaker. 8 ohms, 5 watts. It's a freaking subwoofer. This laptop had a subwoofer. Right it. And so you'd use it like this. So like, let's see. That is dead center over your crotch. That really lets you feel the movie, feel the music. That is your crotch subwoofer. So I think we know what type of media this laptop was built to consume. Yeah, Nick, it was alright for data, which was its original purpose. But man, right out of the gate, everyone wanted to use it for wireless audio, and it didn't have the bit rate for it. It wasn't set up for that. There was such latency. It was awful. Like any Bluetooth really prior to version 4 was just the worst. But they kept pushing it. All right, optical drive here. Say a DVD plus RW, super important. Plus RW, as opposed to minus RW. 2 competing standards. And you had to get the right media. The differences are interesting. Stupid. But, there. Let's take this apart. DVD RAM, which came out before the 2 of them, if I recall. DVD RAM was in, you had, what do they call those cartridges? Caddies. You'd put the disc was inside a big plastic caddy so you wouldn't damage it with your fingerprints. Go look that one up. Oh, you're right. You had to buy that Bluetooth software. I forgot about that. It wasn't even free because it wasn't built into Windows. And Bluetooth licensing was expensive as hell for the manufacturers. And so they would sell you the software to run it. Ooh, these are tiny screws. Hang on. This is going to get tricky. You got to be careful with this. Man. Good call. Forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me of that stupidity. Now I'll have to deal with that until I forget it finally. Actually, it needed a JoJo. I'm sure you can't see that. It's just funny. There you go. It's a JoJo. It needed a JoJo Phillips. How about this lens? Bin's getting full here. Oh, I love this lens. So much better. I wish I had this months ago. Got it off the P camera. Alright. Got that open. What is this? The 720, or a, who made it? It's an NEC ND6650 Alpha. Made in February 06. Let's see if I can unlock this door here. What is this thing? Is this the lock? It's not unlocking it. It does move back and forth. Oh, that's just the switch to tell it when it's... A lot of dust in this. That's just a switch that tells it when the door is closed. How do we get this out? Oh yeah, these had a little... You could run a paper clip in there and pop it. Let me see if I got something. Maybe some solder. Yeah. It's not too soft. There it goes. Blank. I'm in between cutting all my hair off and braiding it back. It used to be a mohawk a long time ago. So, there we go. Nah, man. Top Knot's over. Top Knot is canceled. Mainly because everyone's doing that now because they haven't gotten a haircut for all of COVID. But I don't do what everyone else is doing. I had that Top Knot because actually I went to Iceland and it was super popular over there and I was like, that's a cool look. And so, it's like, I'm going to do that. And I just needed to grow my hair out a little bit more. Like 2 months later, I was able to do it. And then like a month after I was able to do it, it caught on here and then everyone was doing it. And I was like, fuck, now I got to cut it off. It's real upsetting. I was cool for like a month. So, gosh, I don't know if I have time to get into how an optical drive works, but here's the guts of it. Kane, you should be in bed. You were up early. So, this is falling out at least. That might make it easier. Hang on. That's the locking mechanism. Yoink. Pull that ribbon cable out. All right. So, yeah. I think we all generally know how it works, at least. There's your motor. It spins. There's a little laser that reads a disc, moves back and forth on this little track. Little track operates on the back. It's got a worm gear, which I think are just really cool to watch. Focus there. Ooh. Come on. Yeah, it looks better in person. Shut up. Yeah, it went from the inside to the outside because the outside of the discs were often, just due to manufacturing issues, were often way more prone to errors. So you wanted to only to write to that area of the disc if absolutely necessary, and so they started from inside out, even though the inside spun slower. Nick, that was the GameCube that did that. The GameCube was outside in. And I believe it also spun in reverse. But I might be making that up. But GameCube was definitely outside in. Dreamcast and PS1 were regular because you could clone those super easy. Yeah, GameCube. This is just your board that controls not only the general operation of the CD player, but also some little switches there to know when the drive's in place, like where the door is. Controlled decoding digital audio into analog. If the system desired that. Otherwise, it could send digital audio all the way through to the sound card. But, yeah, there's the optical drive. I won't get into all this. You get the gist of it. Let's get that laptop back out here. Oh, no. Let's cover it. The Sharpie bypass was PlayStation 2. You'd color, or was it PlayStation 1? It was one of the PlayStations. You'd color the inside ring of it. I also think that didn't work. I think that was an urban legend. Or no, I think that was PlayStation 2, because PlayStation 2 had... It was like a barcode. It was a code on the inner ring. Gosh, I was just watching this the other day, too, and I've already forgotten it. Somebody start doing some Googles. Go check out Modern Vintage Gamer. His entire channel is about console hacks. On the YouTubes. Alright, let's get the CPU out. Let's see what's going on in here. I mean, he's on the YouTube, so you can just highly recommend a sub. He drops consistently good videos every week on the current state of console hacking. He does long-form videos on how old console hacks worked that get really technical. Very cool stuff. If you're very technical and like console hacking, highly recommend it. Tell him I said hi. He's Australian. I miss going to Australia. So this is heat pipe and heat sink. Radiator fins. literally just sucks heat out of the CPU and GPU. Goes through this heat pipe. How heat pipes work is really cool. This is actually full of a liquid that cycles around based on its heat. It's pretty cool. So this is actually a form of liquid cooling, and was practically invented for laptops. It's neat stuff. It's just, yeah, so it pulls the heat over here. This end, the fan blows across it, blows all the heat out the back. Cool liquid comes back that way, etc. So, what GPU was in this? It's probably some Intel crap. Man, I just smeared that and wiped with my shirt. Oh man, I forgot about CPU keychains. That was the, well, it really started with it was the Pentium 4s because they had that metal heat spreader on top with the hole in it, and so they gave it a lot of durability. You can make keychains. I forgot we used to do that. All the nerds walked around with a Pentium 4 on their keys. Oh, I should buy a Pentium 4 and do that again. Nick, send me one. Send it to the P.O. box. I don't remember the number. It's in the podcast. What is this? GPU. It's an Intel GPU. It's garbage, but still interesting that they had Intel integrated graphics were still separate chips. And bigger than the CPUs. Man, this thing was serious. It's just so hard to read. Oh, that's right. Man, that's not just the GPU. That's going to be the Northbridge chipset, right? Yeah. So that's the Northbridge with the integrated GPU. Bigger than the freaking CPU. These mobile sockets were fun. You'll notice down here, flathead screwdriver locks and unlocks the socket instead of like the pull up, pull down lever. See it moving? Kind of funny. Here it is. It's just a little guy. This is an Intel. I'm guessing Core 2 Duo. Oh, this is wow. This is probably a Pentium M, I'm guessing, because it's a 1.66 megahertz. Nice. 1.66 megahertz, 2 meg cache, 667 frontside bus. It's a T1300. Oh, here's the model. SL8VY. Yeah, 1.66 gigahertz, sorry. It's an SL8VY, whatever that came out to, but I think it's just a Pentium M. Yeah. Almost done here. Core Solo T1300. Single core in this flagship media center laptop. Probably to save power. But yeah. That's a cool trinket. I'm going to keep that. It's going in the maybe pile for sure. Over here. Oop, we need the right bit for over here. This little guy. USB ports. So not integrated into the board, separate board. Predominantly because they always cracked. They would crack off the motherboard, and then you have to replace the whole thing. So a lot of manufacturers would make these their own separate piece. It's fan. Let's see how dirty this thing is. Doesn't look too bad. Yeah, fairly clean. I've seen far worse. Yep, just a fan. Sucks in air, blows it that way across the heatsink, and out the case. Oh, yep, looks like it even sucked in cool air right from here. So, given all of this, it would barely have pulled air from over here and cooled anything. Predominantly got all its cold air right here and fired it right out the back. Battery compartment. Drive cage. This is it. I'm pulling that motherboard off, and I think that's gonna be it. Whew. That it? Let's see. Why is it stuck there? Oh, just the audio connectors. Gotta kind of... This was always fun. You gotta like slightly bend the board to get it in place and out of place. Not terrifying at all. It's a fun lens. It's kind of GoPro-y. Anyway. So, yeah. Make sure we get our focus here. I think we're good. Yeah, South Bridge, North Bridge with integrated graphics, CPU socket. Saw our ports on the back. Had VGA, had DVI. DVI out on a laptop motherboard. Almost nothing ever used DVI. This just did not catch on. I mean, like, it was certainly out there, and plenty of monitors came with it, but, like, nobody used it, because we all just had VGA cables forever, and most things just had VGA out. USB, more USB, plenty of USB ports that definitely crack off the board. So you know what that means? Between those and these, 6 freaking USB ports in your laptop. Now you're lucky if you get 3. But yeah, look at that. Like, and really, like, what the fuck were you plugging into this? This is definitely like a desktop replacement laptop. Hey, who's that? Como! Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome aboard. Blink. Oh, Sobi3333 got another follower. A couple follows in a row. Very cool. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for hanging out. We're right at the end of like wrecking this laptop or Wreck It Wednesdays. Modem. So that's a modem there. That's not 2 Ethernets. You can see the size difference. Telephone line. Integrated telephone line modem. Of course, that's where that was just a jack that went all the way through the motherboard, and this was the actual modem. Of course, like we saw earlier, plugged in there. Yeah, Ethernet jack. S-video out because Media Center laptop. Stupid fancy Dell power adapter that they did to be able to provide multiple streams of voltage across wires safely before we figured out how to do that in a way better manner. And, oh, there we go. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Okay, this is cool. On this side, because this camera, we've got, so that's audio and mic. Audio and mic were separate way back in the day. He has stereo speaker and a mono microphone connector. And then this is FireWire. Pretty sure that's FireWire 1, the original FireWire spec. It's 1 or 2. It's not 3 for sure. I think it's 1. FireWire was a very high-speed competitor to USB. Apple pushed it really hard. Very strange to see it on an Intel-based system, but you would see it in like media center stuff or like high-powered stuff because it was the only thing that could push digital video, like high-quality digital video fast enough, like from camcorders and things like that, to be worthwhile. Because others, you're still dealing with USB 1.1 to 2 at this time, which is way too slow. And then under here, I want to say that's compact flash, but it looks too small. It's not SD card. Nick, what do you think on this? Yeah, IEEE 1394. That's what it was, FireWire. Oh yeah, I think Apple patented the word FireWire, or Sony did. The spec was IEEE 1394. What is... I don't think this is Sony Magic Link, but what is this connector? I am lost on that. I think it's too small for compact flash. It's not express card. Anyone know? It's not SD. It's oh, I think you're right. Hang on, I think I got an SD card. I got an SD card right here. It looks like there's too many pins for SD though, but let's see if it fits. Let's see. Ah, you're right. It's SD. Man, it's been so long since anyone's used an SD card. I didn't realize it. That is good call. SD. Ugh. Old SD card. I happen to have one sitting here. It's just in my like bag of USB like flash drive shit. Yeah. So that's that. Here's the underside, which we saw already. What's that? Oh, it's... That's a dual function thing, too. Those big pins in the back are SD, but up front... What were the real slim ones? I think that was the Sony memory sticks. I think it could do both. That's why it looks weird to me. So you've got your big SD card pins in the back. Little tiny pins in the front, because the SD was huge, as far as those pins went. Yep. Yeah, Gloom Formality, DDR2. This is an ancient Core Solo T1300. That's the motherboard, and I don't think anyone wants it. That's it. Here's your bottom case. I just want to point out these, because the bottom case, this is metal. So metal case on this machine. They didn't give a shit about lightweight. This is probably half a pound right here. And because it's metal, it's got all these little black... These are just non-conductive standoffs so that the motherboard doesn't short out against the back of the machine. Pretty freaking funny. What's up, Bearcat Girl? Dropping in last minute as always. I can't believe this is metal. This says Strike Zone. What do you think that meant? What is that? Strike Zone. Make sure it works. That's where you whack it. Wow. Metal case on this thing. Apple didn't invent that. Yeah, 3 hours. Where you been? I'm wrapping it up. LCD board. Alright, what are we keeping? What's in our maybe pile? No, it's Wreck-It Wednesday. We didn't fix nothing today. We tore down a whole laptop. Just to see what was inside. Look at all this. Look at all these goodies. Snacks. Oh, really? Okay. I remember that hard drives they had accelerometers in them, and so if the laptop fell off a table, it would know and park the hard drive head before it hit the ground so that you wouldn't scratch the platters. I forgot about that. Old RAM might be valuable now. We'll see. I'm going to check into that. Especially at that size. A full gig in 06 was serious. Sell this for copper. Old heat pipe. I don't think that's useful for anything, though. I'm going to toss that. Got to recycle this battery. Oh, no. It's yeah, anyway. It's lithium ion, which they have determined doesn't really matter much, and you can toss it in the landfill. Got to make a little keychain out of this CPU. We used to... They would Dremel the pins off so they wouldn't poke me. And they drill a little hole and make a keychain because they're pretty resilient. So good idea on that. Or should I make a keychain out of this wireless LAN card? This 802.11g card. Make 2 keychains. And, oh yeah. And we got our super cool, extremely strong magnets. Wow, that's... Used to pinch my fingers in these. Look at me doing it again. Yeah, so... Good haul! Put your toys away when you're done playing with them, kids. But his dad gets really mad about it. I really love this iFixit kit, if I haven't said that enough. If you want to pick one up, check my Amazon list below. You can order it through there. I don't know how that works, but it's there. And that's what matters. Wow, these are messed up. Somebody's been in my toolkit. Right, where does this go? I think I got an extra. Oh no, there's another one way up here. Weird, okay. Yeah. Anyway, why am I doing this on stream? I'll finish this up later. Yeah. So many snacks. Any cool snacks in here? I don't think so. Make sure nothing got stuck in here I need, but all screws, and I have so many of these screws already that this is not something I need to keep whatsoever. These are great for stepping on. You like stepping on things in the middle of the night with your bare feet? A+ right here. Top-notch foot murder. I should give them away, Nick. I'll give them away on stream. Except I don't think anyone wants them. What are you linking me to? Yep. That's an old P4 with that huge heat spreader. I should get one again. Good call. Maybe the other laptop I got has one in it. Oh, man. What a night. I was at that for 3 hours. We're going to see what we can do in here. What did you guys do today while you were watching me do this? Hey, I count that. That fidgeting with the camera lens was an intentional part of the stream, buddy. Oh, man. Oh, man. Well, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I'm gonna raid my buddy Lickety. He's actually playing Among Us. But he's been streaming a ton. Just playing some games, and he's a real cool guy, and he's got a great setup. He's got a great camera, and he's got a great mic, and he's really great to listen to. And he's just got like that full rig. And he's just playing some games, so if you guys like some dulcet tones, we're gonna give him a raid. What's his name here? Let me make sure I spell this right. And we're gonna throw a crap ton of drones in his stream. So, thanks everyone for hanging out. This is a good time. There you go. Everybody copy and paste Nick's, that's a great one. I'm gonna make sure I got that ready. Yep. Oh, that just, wow, that pastes weird. Oh, I see why. All right. So we're gonna be rating, Lickety splitted. Everybody drop in the drones. Copy and paste Nick's raid message there. Raid Lickety splitted. Tell him I said what's up. I'll see you guys in there. See you Friday.